Let's talk about the clitoris. Do you know that the clitoris changes as we age and how? Some women and people with vulvas may experience something unexpected later in life, especially when they reach menopause. But unfortunately, this sexual issue is underreported and not talked about enough. Stay tuned as we talk about how the clitoris may morph, creating a host of symptoms. Hi, I am Dr. Tangie, the sex doctor, board certified clinical sexologist, and expert on all things sexual. And today I want to answer a question that was left in one of my videos: clitoral atrophy or atrophy of the clitoris. Who needs to know about clitoral atrophy? Well, anyone with a vulva or who cares about them should be paying attention to the clitoris and how it changes with aging. But before we go there, what is the clitoris or clitoris? The clitoris is an erectile sexual organ, part of the vulva, that sits just above the vaginal opening. It has been calculated that it has over 10,000 nerve endings, which is more than the penis, which is calculated to have around 4,000. The clitoris is the most powerful erogenous zone and is designed for sexual pleasure and for the enjoyment of those who have them. It is estimated that most women orgasm through the stimulation of the clitoris alone, as opposed to vaginal penetration. So, the clitoris is in fact a very powerful organ. Now, what is clitoral atrophy? It is called clitoral atrophy or atrophy of the clitoris when the clitoris stops feeling or responding to sexual stimulation. An atrophied clitoris can even disappear. Shrinkage of the clitoris is a real thing. This may sound horrifying. So, what does clitoral atrophy occur? Clitoral atrophy may result from hormonal changes or lack of blood flow to the vagina and the clitoris. Birth control and menopause can cause clitoral atrophy, among other causes. And how does the blood flow to the vagina and the clitoris? Well, this is accomplished through sexual stimulation. Sexual inactivity and infrequent use of the clitoris make it more likely that the clitoris will atrophy. In matters of the clitoris, just like in matters of the penis, if you don't use it, you lose it. Lack of regular sexual stimulation and infrequent sexual arousals may lead the clitoris to become dry and thin, and it can even shrink and disappear underneath the clitoral hood. When the clitoris loses its ability to feel, to have sensation, to touch, friction, vibration, pressure, changes in temperature, etc., then this is a big issue for people who would like to continue to engage in sexual activity and feel sexual pleasure. How does a person realize they have clitoral atrophy? Some of the signs of clitoral atrophy are: you try to find the clitoris, but it has disappeared. Normally, the clitoris engorges. It becomes erect upon sexual stimulation. But after atrophy, you can no longer feel this. It does not bulge or reach any rigidity, even through sexual stimulation. There is a loss of sensation in and around the clitoris. You may not respond to clitoral stimulation since there is decreased sensation, which will most likely lead to a decrease in sexual desire. Obviously, if you do not derive any sensation or pleasure from sexual touch, you are not going to have the motivation to engage in any sexual activity. So how do you combat clitoral atrophy? Before we proceed, if you find this information useful, give it some love, like, share it in your social media, and share it with others, especially those who may benefit from this content. Subscribe and hit that notifications button so you don't miss out on any information on all things sexual. The clitoris needs adequate blood flow. Regular sexual activity, including masturbation, are good places to start. Sexual stimulation can help restore blood flow to the clitoris and restore sensation again. A vacuum or suction device may also help. You can use a vacuum pump for a penis or for a clit to increase blood flow. These devices also increase the sensitivity of the clitoris, so it is always a good idea to get one. Get one, use it frequently, especially before sexual stimulation. Cardio exercise helps boost blood flow throughout the body, so moving is in your best interest. Regular exercise can also help testosterone levels from decreasing, thus maintaining clitoral quality. Testosterone supplementation may also help with clitoral atrophy. It can help restore testosterone to help produce an adequate sexual response. If you're interested in testosterone replacement therapy, talk to your healthcare provider. If you are experiencing clitoral atrophy, it is very important to talk to your sexual partner or partners about the issue. Guide them to what feels good and alert them to what does not. Be honest in your communication and do not be afraid to speak up. Show up for yourself and take responsibility over your sexual experience. Different sexual positions, sexual techniques, sex toys, etc. are good ways of experimenting and finding out what feels good for you. Keep the focus on pleasure and keep it off orgasm. Remember that orgasm is the cherry of the sundae, but it is not the whole sundae. Focus on sexual activity from start to finish and use your whole body, your skin, your mouth, your erogenous zones, your hands, your feet. Have sex with everything you have. Use your imagination and do not be afraid to try new things. Remember that the most important and powerful sex organ is your brain, and your largest sex organ is your skin. This may be a great opportunity to bring novelty and excitement into the bedroom. Now that you know that clitoral atrophy may result from changes in hormones, including menopause, you know that it may make the clitoris completely disappear and shrink, and it can decrease the sensation of the clitoris, leading to changes in sexual desire and sexual pleasure. Continuing to stimulate sexually throughout the lifespan, remaining active and exercising, using a vacuum pump, and testosterone therapy can help restore clitoris quality. If you have experienced clitoral atrophy and have tried any of these strategies, leave the comments below so we can all learn from your experience. Remember that we can all learn more about sex. This is Dr. Tangie, the Sex Doctor. See you next time.